Well, I think that both teams played extremely well for as cold as it was down there and windy. You know, both teams fielded the ball pretty well, handled it. Got to give the pitchers credit on both sides for throwing a lot of strikes. Difficult to control the ball when you're not feeling it real good. So I feel really good about the way our offense responded to what went on in the top of the first. Came back and punched in a couple, and then a couple more, I think, in the second and third, and got the lead, and then never lost it. The game settled down a lot because of Will McIntyre. He just did a tremendous job of coming in out of the pen and just letting us climb back in the game and get the lead. And after that, we didn't hit as much. We had a few balls hard, but we didn't get that big hit. Uh, Jared got a big hit with 2 outs that scored one, and then we had a rundown situation that gave us that sixth run. And a lot of good things, a lot of things we didn't do very well, but uh, it was it was a good game. They have a good team. They're solid. They're very, very solid, and we knew what we were getting into. An experienced pitching staff for the most part, and an experienced lineup. And three-hole hitter had a great day. He's a good hitter.
With Hagan, was it first game jitters, the cold weather? What did you see from him?
I don't know. I don't think it's first game jitters. I'm sure the cold affected him a little bit. The game's funny. It's so fragile. We had a 2 on. The first batter leads off the game. He has a great at bat. Fouls off some pitches. He ended up walking. The next game around 0-2, and he hits him. Third hitter, their best hitter, foul tips one. It goes in the glove. It's starting to come out of the glove. He reaches for it with his hand as it's going down to the ground low, and he doesn't get it. The ball hits the dirt, and then the ball blows out of the park. But it was just a routine fly ball. We were telling the center fielder to throw the ball to second base on the tag, and next thing you know, it blows out of the park. So yeah, hits the guy 0-2, foul tip jumps out of the glove, and all of a sudden you're down 3-0. And he just, I don't know. I know that he'll be a lot better next week. He's really good.
I think he's at 42 pitches. Was there any thought at all to send him out for the second, or did you just say, hey, let's just go to Will at that time?
Well, whenever you throw that many pitches in one inning, especially in these conditions, and no, we were taking him out.
How big can, obviously just first game, but to fall behind and get that comeback, how important can that kind of moment be, down the road early this season, just right away, showing some adversity?
Yeah, anytime you can come back, especially late in the game, it's a sign of a good team, especially when you're down 3 or 4 late, come back and win some games, walk people off in the ninth. It's confidence thing, but it's because you're probably pretty good too. Today, it was everything happened early. I think anytime you do that, then your team knows, hey, it's not a problem. We didn't panic. We knew we hadn't even hit yet. And, we were down 3-0. It could have been worse, but we responded. It was just good to see that happen.
Jared's probably not a starter today if it wasn't for, Stovall's injury, but he comes through big for you. What have you seen from him maybe since the Stovall injury? And, how good was it to kind of see him get off to a hot start?
Yeah. I'm sure he's a little nervous first time playing here. Obviously he's older. He's played a lot of games at the Division I level. I think since Stovall hurt his foot, he knew that he was going to be playing, and he basically has worked exclusively at third base because I usually bounce him around and we work him at short, some at second. So, that's probably helped him there. And then just the fact that he could sleep on it for a week, realizing, hey, I'm going to be in the game. And, he had a really good one for us today.
What was Will throwing? And is that maybe the kind of thing you expect out of him today?
Yeah, that's his role. We really like him there. Long relief. He could come in the seventh, finish the game. He's going to do everything. But he was throwing a cutter. He was obviously throwing a fastball. And he also dropped a couple just regular curveballs in there. That's what he went with mostly.
Straight lots with the shoulder. He made that look very easy. That was a tough catch. Maybe what was your perspective?
Yeah, that's what we thought in the dugout as well. Man, he made that look easy. It's not an easy play, but I think once he got to where he felt like he needed to get, it became easy for him. Yeah, that was impressive. Not only that he caught it, but he made it look like it wasn't that big a deal.
Coach, overall thoughts of Hudson White at the leadoff and then defensively at catcher?
I mean, I'd say he did a pretty good job at leadoff. He struck out his first at bat. He homered his second at bat. I couldn't tell you after that, but I think he walked maybe. But he's going to hit. He's going to hit second, third in the order probably most of the year, maybe fourth. But him hitting that home run there, I think he was frustrated with his first at bat because he's one of those guys. He doesn't strike out looking. He might strike out, but he's gonna work at it. He's gonna foul off pitches and make you work for that. And you could just tell how frustrated that he was. So it was good to see.
And it seemed like you guys really got the best of Gage Wood today. Just, what do you like from an outing like that for him moving forward?
Well, he's got that new pitch, little cutter, and he likes to throw it. It's hard. It moves, and fastball, he was spotting it up pretty good, and it's got some carry on it. I don't know what the board was reading, 93, 94, I don't know, but it looks harder than that. It does from the side. So I was thinking about box, it does as well. He can throw it harder than that, but I really like the way he threw the ball around the plate. Even his misses were right there. I mean, the zone was, the umpire established the zone. It was going to be the top of the zone you're getting. At the bottom of the zone, you didn't get it. Or he had to feel really good about it. I think we only had one pitch down at the bottom of the zone that we felt like that was called a strike, but he was really consistent. I thought he did a good job because the guys knew what they had to do. And Gage is all around that zone when he wasn't throwing a strike.
With the way you saw the ball flying out early in the game, was there any thought with Will that he can keep the ball low in the zone? You're going to get some ground balls with him?
Yeah, I mean, whenever the wind's blowing like it is, you really want a guy that's got a little sinker, and he kept the ball down. I'd say a little bit with his fastball, but he got them looking for that cutter all the time, and then that fastball looked a lot harder than it was, and they were missing it, and yeah, anytime the wind's blowing like this, you'd like to have a sinker baller out there, honestly. But that's what their first guy was. I mean, he got some ground balls, but when he made a mistake up, we got him.
It's opening day. Fans would have been here regardless, but 40 degrees, temperature going down as the game wore on. Can you get a sense of just how much excitement there is around the program right now from the Razorback faithful?
Yeah, the fans were amazing. I couldn't believe how many people were here, honestly. 40, was it really 40? I was maybe it was cold. I know there was about 39 degrees. I don't know what's the temperature now. 35. It's not good. And they stayed. That was amazing. And I know those fans out in left field, I know that wind was hitting them hard because the stadium blocks a lot of it, but that was an amazing job by our fans showing up, supporting our team like that today. And I know I appreciate it. I know that our players really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to, the weather getting better and having some good crowds, and hopefully they'll get to relax out there and not shiver the whole game.
Stolen bases, is that something that you're looking forward to doing a little bit more maybe this year or moving forward?
Well, how many do we have last year? Does anybody know? Because I couldn't even tell you. Can't tell you how many home runs we have last year. But if we're going to take what they give us, and that's our thing, we do have some guys that can run a little bit. We have some guys that are sneaky fast. But we will run when we have the right opportunity, and maybe catch them off guard a little bit. And I think that's what we did a little bit today.
Was that what happened on the double steal? Was that called?
Yeah.
Saw something?
Yeah, the double steal, and my runner first decided that they weren't going to throw to second. He didn't even look, or he didn't even slide. And we've already talked about it. I wish the ball would have clipped him and went into center field. That would have been a really smart play.
Coach, with Edmondson in left and then let him hit, just thoughts on how he looked?
More experienced defender. And he's been hitting the ball really well too. I was surprised he didn't get the ball in the air a little bit. I mean, that was another thing we talked about. We talked for 3 minutes after the game. We didn't want to stand out there very long, but the three things that were talked about was you don't get picked off on a left-handed pitcher. we jab. Because if they balk and they don't call it, you're still out. I don't think he balked, but he didn't jab. We work on it, but he's new, been doing it his own way for who knows what. And that's the frustrating thing. That could have been an inning. That's our 9-hole / leadoff man who can steal a base, but he can score. We got the guys coming up, and we didn't get anything that inning. And then we had a runner who didn't slide at second because I don't know why. We have that play. We throw to second instead of third. We're not worried about it. With it, that way we can hold our positions better, cover more ground. We'll just throw this guy out, let that guy steal third. But it's other than that, we played pretty well.
You had 53 stolen bases last year, by the way. I asked you a couple of days ago about having an older team, a more experienced team. Whether it be handling the elements today or just bouncing back from the top of the first the way they did you feel like that made a difference?
I think it does. Yeah. It's And if we had 4 freshmen out there and a couple of JUCO sophomores or something, they'd probably thinking we're in trouble. We hadn't even hit yet. And, and again, I think, our staff, we're not all out of control in there. We're just like, hey, all right, let's score a run right here, try to flip the momentum. And, when we did that, that was great. And again, it looked like it was going to be a wild one there for a while. And give credit to our pitchers, and really their bullpen did a great job as well of speeding that game up. Okay.